Well, hello there. Um, Good morning, good evening, depending upon where you're watching this, when you're watching this, rather. I've got an interesting question. So, I'm actually using a MacBook. This is an M series chip, and the idea is to see if I can actually install a version of ESXi on it. Now, when we want to do this, there are a couple of options available, of course. Now, there is the fusion thing that we can do. There is also something called VirtualBox from Oracle. There's also something called as UTM. There might actually be a KMU that we can probably try, but tonight I will go in with the UTM option. Now it's the first time we are doing this. We are doing this live. I haven't really tried installing it up till now. I've got the ISOs, of course, but I haven't really tried an install. So what we'll do is we'll do a small sort of an install to see if this actually works. Any way in which we can get this installed, right? So we'll try and see if we can actually do that. Now for doing that, what we need is the first thing is, of course, we'll need to get the UTM machine installed, which I've got here. And it's a brand new install. I just installed it. In case you want to get the link to download UTM for Mac, I'll leave a link in the description. You can probably pick it up from there. But as of now, the idea will be to try and get ESXi installed on a MacBook and see if UTM actually works. Now the version of UTM which I have is UTM 475 118, and I think that's the latest because I just downloaded and installed it. So without further ado, let's try and see what we can do. So the first option is virtualize. So faster but can only run the native CPU architecture. So this won't work. The first option won't work. The reason it won't is because the Apple MacBook actually uses the M series chips, right, which is the ARM based chips. So emulation, I think it's a way to go, although we can see the tortoise here. So essentially it's going to be slower, but we can try this. Now operating system, classic Mac OS, no. Windows, no. Linux, I think I'll go in with other because Linux should work, but I'm not really sure what this option actually is. Okay, so I think it's choosing some things by default. I know the machine it's choosing is Intel ICH9 based PC 2009. I think I'll change this. I don't think 4 GB of memory is enough, and CPU cores needs a change. Okay, let's go to the expert mode. Let's see what my options are. So here we have Alpha, ARM64, i386. This actually might, okay, this won't work as well. Yeah, I think that's the best option, x86-64 rather. Now with regards to the system, all of these are deprecated, so it's old. You can see this, right? It's actually written as deprecated all the way here. So this is i440FX. I don't think I want to go with any of these. I would rather go in with 9.2. Is there any other 9.2? No, right? 9.2, this one or this? Okay, I'd rather go with the standard Q35 ICH9 Q35 machine type and version 9.2. Let's see if this actually works. If not, we can always come back and just change things. 4 GB memory, I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Let's just bump it up to, let's say, 8192. Again, this is just a trial. I've not done this earlier, so I'm not really sure it'll work. If it doesn't work on the first try, we can always come back and kind of change things. Default number of cores, I think I'll increase it. I'll keep it to, I think, 8 or 10, maybe 10, or maybe just keep it to 8. It should be fine. And so 8192, so this looks good. Next, the ISO path. Okay, So I've got the ISO right here. We'll be using this one, and UEFI is fine. Continue. Size of the disk 64 GB should be enough. Local disk, we are not doing anything here, not creating any virtual machines, etc., so that's fine. Shared directory we don't really need. Virtual machine name, okay, I'll just change this. I don't want to be keeping it as virtual machine, so ESXi, let's say I'll just call it ESXi. And okay, so 8 GB RAM, 8 core, 64. Okay, I'll just use the OpenVM settings. I'm not really sure what the settings actually look like. It'll be nice to kind of poke around and find out what UTM is doing. So here, information, operating system, okay, that's fine. Under system, let's see, hardware 8192 default. Oh, okay, so we've got something. Oh, so these are, I think, a list of CPUs which we can use. Okay, as of now I'll just leave it to default. Maybe later on, if I find an issue, etc., I can come back and change it. Force multi-core, it's already multi-core, I don't need to change anything. GIT cache and all is fine. QEMU is there. Okay, I'll enable TPM and balloon driver just for the heck of it. Is there anything else we need? Machine properties, default, that's fine. Arguments we don't need. Input, maximum shared, yeah, that's fine. Sharing, I'm not sharing anything. Display, auto resolution of, that's fine. Network, okay, this will not work. The reason it won't work is because of this Realtek card. Virtu, I think we'll just stick to VMXNet 3. Later on we might as well just try maybe the E1000, but as of now I'll just stick to VMXNet 3. Advanced settings, let's see what these are. IP configuration, isolate guest from host. Okay, I'll just use this, and the reason I'm going to be using this, or maybe not use this, so I'll be using the default IP addresses which are here, 10.02 and 0.24, so that's fine. So it'll actually give me an IP address. I don't need to kind of worry about post installation, I think. And the sound card, creative audio, okay, I don't need a sound card per se, because essentially it's going to be an ESX, right? So we can just remove the sound card. So sound card we don't need. ID devices, one should be the, yep, and the other should be, okay, this I might need to change. I don't think ID is the best way forward. I think SCSI. Is there an option for NVMe? Yep, NVMe is there. We'll just use NVMe actually, because that makes more sense. Read only, no. Disk image, yep, disk image is fine. And the image type is actually QCOW, which is fine again. Yep, I think we'll just save it. We'll just save it, power it on, and see if it works or not. So status is stopped. Architecture is fine. Machine type is this. In case you want to try it out in your machines, etc., the machine type I've chosen is standard PC Q35 ICH9 2009 PC Q35 9.2. In case you want to try out the i440 options and all, you can probably try out, see if it works or not. Network, I'm going to be using VMXNet 3. In case you're using something else, it's fine. Let's power it on and see what happens, right? Okay, so it's, I think it's starting. Yep, I think it's starting. Again, because it's a virtual machine, I'm not really sure what the usage is. So what I'll do is I'll probably just start a top or something, so we can see what the Mac is up to. Okay, it is using QEMU in the background. You can see this, right? It's actually a QEMU virtual machine. Load average is fine. Physical memory 12 GB used. Again, that's fine. That's not really bad. Anything else? No, right? It's actually doing fine. Okay, so let's take a look at the virtual machine. I think it's booting up just okay. I'm not sure if the speed is at par with like a default install. I'm guessing it's actually slower because it's getting emulated. It's not really it's not really virtualized. So CPU right now it's about 101%, 100%, 103%. Okay, shutting down firmware service. I'm not sure what this is. Has it crashed? No, it hasn't. Okay. Again, I've not done an install per se before the video. I just thought I'll do it live, sort of. And so I'm looking at the screen the first time, as are all of you. Now, if you're watching the video, I sent out a poll actually last week asking for what type of videos you need. People answered back as ESXi, and so this particular video, because somebody DM me, asked me if it was possible to install ESX on a MacBook. I didn't think about it earlier, but seems to be working so far. Now, if you're watching the video, just in the comments, just let me know where you're watching the video from. Any other comments you want me to read, etc., you can put it in. I generally read all of the comments coming into my videos, try and answer whenever I can. Okay, so it seems to be loading the jumpstart process just fine, the jumpstart plugins, because if the memory is slightly lower, what we've seen is jumpstart usually fails. In this case, it's going on pretty nicely. Again, the CPU, if you can see, the one highlighted here, it's actually reaching about 300 at times. Right now you can see it's 400, 300. That's fine. The load average is 3.57, 4.43, 4.7. So yes, to an extent the system is getting loaded, but then that's about at par with what we are trying to do. Physical memory, you can see 15 GB used right now. I think the total memory the system has is around 16 GB. So unused, I think it's 77 MB right now. Okay, so 110, 112. It seems to have stabilized around 100. Okay, CPU is actually going down. And is it stuck? I don't think it's stuck because yeah, it's doing something. Okay, let's just wait and see. It's doing something now. RC scripts, it's running a bunch load of Python processes, clean up stateful host, etc., kickstart.py. So that's fine. It's doing something. You can see the CPU spike up again. It's about 109%. Okay, I think it's done. So jumpstart plugin file system activation failed. Logs are stored on non-persistent storage. Okay, I think the installation is more or less done. I mean, the setup is more or less done. We'll get to know in just a while if the installation actually kicks through. It's still doing something here, the left hand side of the screen. Okay, so ESXi installs on most systems, but only systems on VMware compatibility guide is supported. That's fine. Click on enter. F11, accept and continue. Okay, because it's a Mac, to press F11 I think it's a command function F11. Let me try. Oops, up. Yep. So it's actually command function and F11 key combination. Contains a VMFS partition. Okay, it's not able to see a local disk, which is weird. Is it because we changed it to NVMe? I think so. Okay. I don't know whether there's an easy way to change the settings. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, I can't do that. I can actually stop or share or clone or new from template. Okay, let me do this. I'll actually stop the machine and edit. Go back to my NVMe drive. Change the drive type from NVMe to, let's say, SCSI, because SCSI the system will have a driver for by default. And again, we'll just start the machine here. So back to square one. We're going to be doing the same steps again. So what we'll do is I'll pause the video here until we get to the same screen as earlier, and then we can continue from there. Alright, so you can see that I have gone ahead and restarted the machine, and you can see that the QEMU drive is now available, right, for the ESXi. Now let's continue with the installation. Default, it's going to be US default. Root password is 7 characters. Okay, 1 second, I'll try something else. Passwords match. Gathering additional system information. This may take a while. So hardware virtualization is not a feature of CPU. Okay, enter. I should enter force unsupported installation. Yeah, that's fine. F11. So again, command function F11. Yep. So again, because this is an unsupported configuration per se, so we are expecting a few errors here and there, but then the good thing is that the installation is progressing. It's at 28% right now. So how much is the CPU and memory? Again, round about 200s, 195s, so it's fine. Load average has dropped, you can see here. Yeah, so it's overall it's good. It's not too wild. Memory out of 15 GB, 15 GB is actually used, you can see here, and 127 MB is unused, so that's fine again. And here the installer is sitting at 48%. So a couple of changes I've done, because the system would not detect the disk, and so I tried various combinations. So we tried NVMe, that did not work. I tried SCSI, that did not work. So ultimately the only thing out of a couple of combinations I've tried out is IDE seems to work fine. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this installer and this UTM combination, but for anyone else who's trying the install, just to choose the disk type as IDE, so that way the system can see the drive and it's getting installed. Now I'm not sure what will happen if later on after installation we flip it to SCSI. I don't think the system is going to like it too much, but as a test system, as it's actually being forcefully installed on an environment it was not designed for, I guess it's fine. It's actually working. You can see it's gone up to 52% right now. Again, so we'll just pause the video until this completes. Alright, so the installation seems to have gone through. It says remove the installation media before rebooting and enter to reboot. So I guess what we'll do is can I remove the media from here? Yeah, I can do that. So I'll just go ahead and clear the media. You can see I've just removed it. And now all you'll be doing is just hitting enter and waiting for the server to reboot. So hopefully it should give us an install of ESXi that we can hopefully log into. Let's wait and watch. Alright, so you can see that the installation has finished. So to manage the host, I need to go to 192.168.64.17 assigned by DHCP. So this in short is what the install looks like. Let's actually go to F2, I think. 1 second. F2 root, and the password was, I think, okay. So as you can see, we have installed the ESX host. Right, so most of the options are actually unchanged. Alright, cool. So we'll call it a day here. I'll leave the links to UTM etc. on the description of the video. If you want, you can actually pick it up from there. Now the release build I've installed is 218.1.33.4. But then I think any other releases should be generally installable on a MacBook following the same process. Right, so if you have any questions or queries, as usual, tag me, put them in the comments, and I'll respond back. Thank you. Good night.